Thank you so much for joining in. We are just waiting for a while. If you just logged in, we are just waiting for others to join in before we can start. So we're going to just wait for another couple of minutes, probably, yeah, 2 minutes at max before everyone can join in. Um, it'll be great if you can drop in a text that if you're a student or a parent, if you're a student, what grade are you in? If you're a parent, you can mention your son or daughter, what grade they are in, and also what schools are you joining from. That'll be wonderful. So you can write down your full name, your class, the school you're joining from as well. And if you're a parent, you can mention which school and class your ward is in. That'll be wonderful and very helpful for me to address questions as well. I hope I'm audible to everyone, right? It'll be great if you can mention your school, which class are you in? If you're a parent, you can mention if you're a parent, which school does your daughter or son go to? What grade are they studying in? Very, very helpful. Thank you so much, Dhruv. That's very helpful. Thank you for joining in. Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Reed. Great. Even if you're a parent, you can simply mention which school does your son or daughter go to, what grade they're in. That'll be wonderful. Wonderful. Do mention your schools as well. It will be very helpful to understand the geography where you're coming from as well, and I'll keep some of the pointers in mind. Excellent. Thank you so much. We have people coming from Dubai as well. Excellent. I'm not going to waste more time. I'm going to start either way, and people can keep joining in as well. Uh, I'm assuming that if you're sitting for this session today in the middle of the week, you're very clearly looking at studying abroad as well. Now, this session is primarily focused considering what has happened in the world. Anywhere you have a question, you can drop in. I'll try and address as we go along and spend 10-15 minutes at the end to address as many questions as I possibly can. And in case I'm unable to answer because of the paucity of time or I miss out on a question, the team will be kind enough to mention my email ID or LinkedIn and you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to address. Now, I'm primarily going to focus on rest of the world. I know US has always been a important destination, but let me break down certain things for you that why are we having this conversation? Over the last 1 month, there's been so much nonsense that's happened with international education, and very sadly, it's happened because a lot of times geopolitical scenario overwhelms us and we have not been able to take a call. Every single day I've been getting a message from a parent, student, doesn't matter the class, 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, somebody who's studying in the US already, that okay, with the current norms, what is going to happen? Now, firstly, I want to make sure you understand that US is still a viable destination, but not for everyone, right? But considering the kind of queries we're getting, and of course, as parents, you're very skeptical, as you should be. We are just trying to help you understand that what other destinations can open up. The world doesn't stop at US. There are other fabulous destinations, and by no means I'm going to talk about and say that listen, don't study in India. India is a great destination as well. But this session is primarily looking at other countries other than US and India. I'm not talking about this. We have multiple webinars that we are going to conduct in the following months and weeks, and you can keep requesting questions that will allow us to curate better ones. So without further ado, I want to talk about the fact that why are we even having this conversation? What led us here, right? Simply because other countries are not as costly in the first place. Now, if I give you a ballpark figure, so many of my students who have gone to the US this year or are planning to go to the US, hopefully they get their visas, most of them have, average cost at the major university in the US is coming down to be almost 3 to 3.5 CR. This is in INR. It's bizarre that parents are expected to pay so much and at what cost? If I'm getting into the best possible programs in the best universities, I understand because maybe there's a chance of recovering that and there's a better ROI. But sadly, for most programs and universities, that is not really the case. So that is why we are looking at other countries because cost is a major factor. Considering the global scenario, it is only going to rise. We are all following the news every single day. There is something or the other that's increasing the challenge. So you have to understand that. A lot of countries, on the contrary, are way more affordable. I keep saying this to make it very convenient. As we move further away from India, the cost keeps getting higher, and that's very true. Be it either parts of the world, right? But if you're looking at closer home, multiple countries, we are looking at Europe as a continent which has multiple destinations that are really affordable. Singapore, tuition fees is not that high, but living costs are. So even that is getting better. They are realizing the demand and offering better scholarships. Other than that, you can look at Australia, New Zealand. They are costly, but with also scholarships as well. So we can talk about multiple countries. Scholarships today are in question because a lot of US universities have said no for that. Funding has been cut down, but other countries are offering different scholarships, be it need based, merit based. So I'll try and answer and address that as well. Most importantly, which I keep talking about, Mindler is a career centric organization. You need to realize that if you're going to a particular country, do you have viable careers? Is there a possibility of building a really strong career there? Today, you ask me that I want to go and work in a particular country. Can I make a career? If you cannot, what is the point? Okay, let me take a second before I go ahead and ask you one question. Considering the last 1 year, last 12 months, according to you, what industries are growing around the world? Which industries will continue to grow for the next 4 5 years? Take a minute and answer that in the chat box. Which industries are going to grow? Okay. Mr. Rajesh, I'm so sorry. It's not 1995. IT is not an industry anymore. IT has been subdivided, right? But yeah, biomedical AI. Think, I'm very carefully repeating it. Look at what is happening in the world today. What has happened in the last 1 week. Please understand that. Okay, great. All great answers. I'll tell you the industries you missed out. Space, thank you so much. Who mentioned defense? Thank you. Space, aerospace, defense, disaster management. What has happened in the last 1 week in India? It's unbelievable. It's very saddening. We have wars going on in Iran and Iraq. Ukraine, Russia have not stopped. Geopolitics. All these industries are going to grow. Now, take a second. If your son or daughter, or as a student, you are in ninth to 12th, you are looking at careers that will happen 10 years from now. These industries will grow. Now, all the countries you're looking at studying in, do they provide these opportunities? So, if you have to take a workbook from me and be like, Abhishek, give us a simple plan, first start thinking, are the countries you're considering, do they have the infrastructure, opportunity, research, funding to build those careers? One. Second, do they have excellent universities available as well? Because if I'm looking at a country and they don't have really good schools, which are globally ranked, reputed, it cannot work. Let me give you a few factors you need to consider while looking at universities. International reputation, global ranking, not ranking based on the websites you're talking about. How is it perceived by employers? Right? Go on LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, build one today. If you're in 11th and 12th, you need to have a LinkedIn account. Ninth and 10th, you can wait for a while. That's okay. Parents, do this for yourself as well. Don't randomly trust any random uncle, aunt, relatives, agent. It doesn't work that way. That is the point. Second, are Indian companies recruiting students coming back to India from those universities? Because what if the country doesn't let you stay back for whatever reason? Is your degree valid in your own home country? Particularly for medicine, law, any license based degree, you need to be very careful of. Every single year, I get multiple students I work with who have studied abroad, come back, but the degrees are not recognized. I feel so bad for them because they're talented, they did good job, but the problem is they went to university that were not recognized in your own home country. Very, very clear. Beyond that, research, faculty, funding, opportunities. Do you have a life in that particular university? Are there extracurriculars, co-curriculars? What have the faculty done? Are there people coming only from academia? Are people coming from industry? Guest lectures, exchange programs. I can talk about this all day, but think of these factors. Beyond this, if you want to work in an industry that's growing, does that country have specialization? If I want to be an astrophysicist, does that country have an opportunity? If you want to work in energy, if you want to work in any particular area, is there a possibility of you doing that? If not, that becomes a major, major problem for me, right? So keeping all these in mind, you're looking at studying abroad, and also safety and security more than anything. If you are a family, you will always be bothered about your kid in a different country. If you're a student, you don't want to go further away because you don't know how things turn out to be. And I'm not scaring you, right? As somebody who's not studied in India, I can tell you that it's always scary, it's always particular. That will this country maintain a friendly relationship with India? Why can't? Very simple factors. I wanted to just set a broader context. I hope this is clear, right? Okay, now I've just broadened the categories. Of course, just don't focus on that, but I'll talk more about it. Now, what are some of the destinations you can start looking at? Now, starting with Europe, let me make it very simple for you. If, and you can take a pen and paper, I will allow you, if go grab it, make notes, right? Now, what countries are most favorable for Indian students? If you'd only speak English, And of course, any in the Indian language, that's fine. And don't speak a European language. Your best country is Ireland and Netherlands. Ireland, all the courses are in English. That becomes the easiest destination. You have some of the best schools possible. I'll type out the names. Trinity College Dublin, University College Dublin. You can follow the chat. These offer phenomenal courses, great reputation. They allow you to stay back for a couple of years after you graduate. Really good possibilities. Very pro Indians as a like they love our workforce. Last year, around 45% of work visas were given to Indian. That's a significant number, right? So really popular destination, not as competitive, very academic driven. So they give major focus to your academic journey in 10th and 12th and remaining on your co-curriculars. And if you need support, you can reach out to the team. We'll be happy to guide you. Beyond this, Netherlands. Now, Netherlands, 70% of programs are in English, if not more. Some of the best schools to look at, University of Amsterdam. If you want to do social sciences, liberal education, communication, mass media, Erasmus, one of the best business schools in the world, economics, management, finance, technology, TU Delft. They have 4 or 5 odd programs, automobile, aerospace, engineering, computer science, Eindhoven, Utrecht, Radboud, Hague, multiple schools. Like you can go on talking about it as well, right? Um, Beyond Netherlands and Ireland, now it depends on what you want to study. If you want to look at business schools, possibly, we have places like France. I know language is by the way, in France, even if a course is in English, they prefer you to come back and study. Oh, of course. No, but somebody's mentioned this to me directly. I'll mention this. Housing crunch is not a Netherlands problem. It's a global problem, right? But we have to look at alternate destinations. All my students going to Netherlands started looking at housing in February. It's about you starting early. It's about you starting right, right? And that's a whole different conversation, correct? ESSEC, ERHEC, KEJ, multiple schools available. You want to do economics, international relations, the best school in the world is in France as well, Sciences Po. So multiple destinations open up for you. Italy, you want to study design? Great. You want to study economics, finance, psychology, management? Bocconi, right? You have multiple fashion design schools available in Italy as well. You want to look at hospitality? Switzerland is the best destination in the world. So these areas are open. Nida, I want to focus on undergrad first. PhD, you can reach out to the team. I don't want to distract the conversation. I hope that's okay. Yeah. So you need to look at areas and destinations where you are able to figure out the right kind of program. Scandinavia, Sweden, Denmark, etc., are now finally opening up English language courses. Earlier, they were so rigid about it, but now they're realizing talent. And this is the best time for the world to get talent from Asia. Please be mindful of this. As US is shutting doors on China and India, other countries will get the best talent. We always know we have the smartest brains, AI, tech, defense, everything. It's Indians running the world. So if US shuts door on us, we have other destinations to go to. So you always have a backup plan. You just need to start researching as well. Correct? Singapore and Hong Kong have Singapore has always been a favorite for Indian students. NUS, NTU, SMU, multiple schools, business, technology, anything they do is gold. You want to do design, you have LaSalle, you have other schools as well, but these four are the best ones for whatever they do. Hong Kong was always a popular destination. If you're a highly academic student, 97 and above, they give you almost full scholarships. They used to as well, and they continued that. But if you are looking at economics, technology, computer science, great destination. Learn the language if you really are considering Hong Kong. If you can start learning now, great. If not, they have English courses. You can start working on that, right? You can reach out directly. Particular criteria, I'm happy to discuss with you, right? They're very academically driven. I want to cover a lot of it. So yeah, or I'll circle back with a question at the end. If I have the time, I'll answer. Australia, New Zealand, the easiest destinations. They only focus on your marks, 10th and 12th. They all need an IELTS exam as well, but a lot of them are rather freer. So you can always look at these countries. Now, these are not, Australia has always been a great economy, but now Australia is also in question mark, but still a safer destination if you want to consider. New Zealand, beautiful country. People don't bother each other. They're very nice. So can always be a good destination. I can vouch my sister goes to University of Auckland. So safer countries to consider as well. But overall, the world doesn't end at the US. So West is not the only way to be. You haven't seen Canada here because US and Canada, North America has been in question in Canada for a longer time. Our Prime Minister just had a meeting at the G7. We don't know what will come out of it, but let's see. Still in question mark. If you're in class 12th, Canada wouldn't be a recommendation right now, at least, right? Um, Moving on from this, what are the sectors you need to look at? I pointed out a few things for you that you can consider, but I'm going to come to UK, Valerie. See, UK, great, because you mentioned that. See, UK has always been a popular destination as well, so I don't have to bring it up. It's always going to be there. But be mindful of the fact that what industries are going in the UK. Also, if you're looking at the UK, only look at the top five, six, seven schools. So I'll mention the names for you. I think they're very obvious, and I'm very biased as well, considering my education has been there. But there you go. If you're looking at the UK, I'll just put down a few names for you. These are possibly the best colleges for whatever they teach. Manchester, Warwick, St. Andrews. Yeah, and a few other schools for different areas you can look at, but it's a handful of universities. There's no point going to the UK beyond the top 10, 11 schools. So if you're considering UK, be very mindful of that. Why not? Absolutely. No doubt. Now, I've highlighted a few areas, and to give you example, let's say I want to look at renewable energy. Denmark, Netherlands, Ireland, Germany are really popular. They are working towards specializing here. That's why I pinpointed a few places. AI, despite Canada having the suffering, they are still working hard on UBC, Toronto, are working towards AI in tech and development. So you can still look at specializations. I have a student going for fully funded degree to University of Toronto this year on tech, and he's brilliant in computer science, right? Hospitality, nothing beats Switzerland, France, Australia. So to understand, does a country offer specialization based on what you want to do as well? If that is a possibility, why not? Always consider that as a major possibility for you. And that can always lead to better opportunities, right? Financial benefits, take a second and look at this. Take a screenshot if you want to. Now, this is a great example of how costs stand. I know a lot of you have heard that Germany has free education. Let me break the bubble for you. The idea is if you're looking at a public university, you speak German at a B1, B2 level, and you make it to public university directly. Only then you have a fully funded education. Otherwise, you don't. There are multiple steps which agents don't tell you. My simple request, if you're sincerely considering Scandinavia or Germany, reach out to the team, block a session, and directly I will be happy to break it down for you because otherwise it's very difficult. Also, what you are able to look at as well, right? That's very, very crucial. Post-study work rights and immigration. Now, this is such an important part. I handpick countries, but I can answer for most of them. Now, most of the countries have 18 to 24 months of visas, which is great. My problem starts when you're going to a country and you don't know what's going to happen. With the US, I used to get the OPT for one plus two. I could have extended this. Now it's a big question mark. It is not a STEM program. What do I do? Even worse, right? So I think you have to be very clear if I'm investing time, effort, and money, what is the return? Will I get to stay back? Will I get to work? Because it's also an additional cost of for an employer in that country to fund your visa. Take it from me, I've worked in the UK. It was very difficult for me till the time I was able to lock in an employer. It was a big struggle. I'm working with so many graduates coming back from different countries who have not been able to leverage it. And I don't blame the economies. You went to the country for the wrong degree when they're telling you where they recruit from, why aren't you doing that? I'm going to quickly show you my LinkedIn in a bit and give you an example of how do you research, right? Okay. Some practical areas you can look at to make it simple for you. First, start with your career goals. I'm summarizing this for you. Understand that how your goal, specialization, industries connect. Right career, I'm going to say something, you can write it down. Right career in the right industry and right country will always pay off. Right, I think I should type it down. Right career in the right industry and the right country. This is the formula, right? Calculated through ROI, total costs, scholarships, opportunities, salaries, industry growth. What is it that you're getting in return over a period of time, right? Understand your long-term plans. Do you want to consider working in the country or you want to study and come back? Alumni network, multiple areas. You can take a screenshot of this page. I have no problem, but this is an easy roadmap for you to consider, right? Now I'm going to stop sharing this and show you something. How do you do better research? Just bear with me for a second. Uh, so let's say you are looking at, I'm going to try and share my LinkedIn. Here you go. Where's my LinkedIn gone? Ritik, you let me know when you're able to see my screen. I hope I'm able to show it. One second. Okay. Ritik, is my screen visible or no? It says it's paused.
Not yet.
It's saying it's paused. I don't know. I'm not able to share it. Give me 1 second. I'll try again. Otherwise, um, it's not allowing me to share my screen somehow. I'll try again. Is it sharing now, Ritik?
Yes, it is.
Okay, wonderful, great. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's say you want to work at Google, right? Easy example, right? How do you figure out what are the right kind of universities or countries for you as well? Now, Google is an American company, very simply put, right? Now, let's look at this. And you can do it on a desktop, make a LinkedIn account, connect with us, happy to chat there as well. There you go. Now, I'm not going to look at US because this is not the country. Now, let's look at UK. I want to work in UK at Google. What are the right kind of universities for me? There you go. The second you type UK, you get the list of the best possible schools they're hiring from. It's that simple. In fact, you can go and filter down what kind of programs. Let's say I study computer science. Can I get a job at Google in the UK? There you go. Which universities? Cambridge, UCL, Imperial, no surprises there. So you can do very dedicated research, right? And you can look at for any country. I can look at McKinsey. Let's say I want to work in consulting. Why not? Do this research very directed so it makes your life much, much easier. Don't do random research as well. Correct? Let me show this to you. Let's say I want to work in McKinsey, same drill. I want to only work in, let's say Europe, let's say France for a second. There you go. There you go. You see the schools. I mentioned ESSEC, HEC and NCR, not undergrad program, but see, ESSEC is one of the best places possible. So this research is very easily available. Also, how do you figure out rankings, right? You can use the Mindler library. You can look at Mindler Career Library of university listed. But for your own sake, how do you figure out the right kind of schools for different domains? Go to a website called QS. You can try other rankings as well, but QS is one of the most reliable ones. Uh, Let me show you that as well. See, I'm doing it live so you can take notes for this as well. Ritik, is the QS website visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, done. Wonderful. So firstly, you can of course go to the university rankings and see the best schools in a particular country. For example, I was talking about Netherlands. Let's say I want to only look at Netherlands and find the best schools possible. By the way, all of this is curated for you on the Mindler portal, so that makes life easier. There you go. But now these are overall rankings. Now I recommend you to go and see rankings of universities particularly to the domain. Let's say what subject you want to study, and they keep updating it every single year. So let's say I want to study computer science, very popular domain, and I only want to study computer science in, let's say, let's look at a country. Let's see Singapore because it won't have too many schools. There you go. See, you hardly have universities. I'll only look at the first two because these are the best in the world. It's as simple as this. So this is not too technical. You need to start spending time in researching and making the most out of it, right? Another really cool thing you can do is if you've not tried this, right? If you've not been able to try it out yet, there's a tool called Orion AI. This is an in-house AI tool we built at Mindler. Check it out. You can ask it multiple questions to help you. Neither you can just look up my name, easy person to find. Just type out my full name, you'll find me, right? So that is the idea. Now, these are particular insights you can look at. Last thing I'll talk about before I start addressing questions, to spend some time on this is how do you start approaching your journey now? Understand what grade you're in. If you're in class ninth, you can take notes. this is not the time to look at careers in a long run, but start understanding what are your core strengths, what are you good at, what skills can you get better at, get your academics in order so you can start understanding where you are growing, right? If you've not done it, take a career assessment that is going to help you a lot. Class 10th, there's something called career simulators, virtual simulators. Ritik can put the group in the chat box. Check it out. Explore what careers are opening up for you. It's like, I want to go to a restaurant and I've never opened the menu. Correct? And that is exactly the point. Till the time I show you all the possible options, I can't help you out. So try and understand that's a huge possibility. Other than that, spend some time understanding and planning your class 10th. You have 6 or 8 months. I understand both are important. Get your academics in check. Let me say this to you. Your academics are going to be very important when you go out from India. In fact, more than India, international schools are going to care about it. Your 10th, 11th, 12th will matter depending on the country. I'll give this note to you. If you're looking at UK, your 10th marks and 12th predicted scores. Singapore, 10th, 12th, some schools 11th. Europe, every university 10th, 11th, 12th. US 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Canada 10th, 11th, 12th. Again, Australia 10th and 12th. New Zealand 10th and 12th. Understand that is a good barrier. If your 11th did not go well, you're in class 12th. How do you make up for it? Get your first terms right. Get your predicted marks in order, right? Neither you type Abhishek Gulati and Mindler, one person, honestly. Right? See, improve your search ability, understand, meet people, talk to people, LinkedIn. Why am I asking you? Connect with students studying at particular universities. Take that feedback, spend some time. And if you're not sure, don't take random advice. Even don't trust me. Go back and check data for yourself. That is very, very important. Right? It's very, very simple. Let me ask you a simple question. If I ask all of you to go buy a packet of chips right now, what would you go and buy? Don't open a Blinkit right now. I'm just asking. What packet of chips will you go and buy if I ask you to just go buy one? Let's see. Except one, everybody said Lays. Why was it so easy? Because credible, simple, right? That's the idea. Because the point is, you are looking at something credible. Similarly, when you look at universities, why can't we do the right kind of search? That's why you're sitting here, right? And that is the very most important point. It's okay. Good that you don't eat chips. That's very healthy, but that wasn't the question. So be very clear about this. I'm happy to take up particular specific question. Thank you so much, Ritik. Very kind of you. Uh, Particular questions, right? Any parents have about countries, I'm happy to address those. I have enough time. Just make sure question is elaborate enough for me. Neither, please specify your questions, guys. Okay, somebody asked me what is the future of design. I feel design is problem solving. So design is going to be very important. Today, I can't imagine an Apple, Google, Microsoft to function without design. Tech is important, but you are using phones, you are using devices at the end of the day. So design is going to be more prominent. So absolutely. Kant, which countries are we looking at? Right? Can we please write our questions properly so it's very easy for me? I don't have to ask you again. Let's be mindful of the time for everyone. Thank you. Okay, so if Dhruv, if you're looking at biotechnology, Netherlands is one of the best ones. UK is great, great as well. India has great options for biotech as well. Economics, any country you go, every country has a great economics program. I'll always say this. You have to understand your personal bias as well. Every country has a great university for economics. What languages you speak, Kant? Again, specific question. Because if you don't speak a foreign language, I can't recommend a country to you. Arib, very, very hard. Let's say that. But of course, it's possible. Every single student, Adnan, will have to pick up Student Collect because it requires 13 years of education. So most cases, you will be required to get into Student Collect. Majority of the programs in Germany, yes. Suresh, after BTech Civil, you can do anything in the world. I don't know your interest areas. So Priya, Ireland, Netherlands, UK, all three of them have great programs for this. Not really, Tina. It doesn't. It does, Madan. So Australia has two intakes, February and July. So it has a different timeline. Yes. Kulsum, country you can choose for law which has an easier conversion. So I would say UK, Australia, Singapore will be the top three options if you're going from India. Srujan, I think this is a great scope because we are looking at improving longevity and other areas. So there's huge opportunity in history and paleontology always. So I don't think it's a problem. It's a good question. It's a good domain as well. I'm glad you're considering this. Miss Nidhi, does she speak Japanese? If not, I can't look at Japan. But otherwise, if you're particular Asia, Singapore will be my best bet. NUS is a great psychology program to consider. Sanvi, unfortunately for Space Tech, US is still one of the best countries. Second best will be Imperial College London, University of Edinburgh, University of Toronto, then Germany and Netherlands. Again, Meenakshi, for data science, Singapore, UK. If you go to the best schools in these countries, absolutely a great opportunity. I think these programs have also become very pervasive and global. Even India has great programs. Divya, please write a mail to the team. We're very happy to help her. If we I transfers don't want to be difficult, but we're very happy to help, right? Uh, Shamita, please reach out, block a session. We'll be happy to help. We do. We do help in undergrad, postgrad, and masters as well. So yeah, it does. It does. Your undergrad program does matter a lot. Absolutely. Uh, Medicine abroad is absolutely a great option. I would say you can look at UK, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland as the best countries for Indian students. Very popular destinations. Ashaz, UK, Netherlands, Ireland, Singapore, the countries say the same. All of them have good programs for these domains, yes. Aerospace, neither. I will say the first country will always going to be US. Imperial is the only college I can recommend outside that, and Netherlands. TU Delft, Imperial College London, NUS, NTU in Singapore, and other US universities. Nilesh, depends on where are you applying and what program are you applying for. No, Rajesh, not a big fan. They academically are not the strongest country, so no. US is a biotech hub, Dhruv, yes. Again, Tina, biochemistry as well. The top two countries that come to my mind are US, UK, Netherlands has a few programs as well, and Singapore. Rian, I would look at universities that give you that option. There's certain liberal schools available which can do combinations. If you have a profile, we can give you better advice and better suggestion. Sanvi, the best in the world will be MIT, Georgia Tech, Caltech, Carnegie Mellon, all in the US, UC Berkeley, Stanford, Imperial College London, UCL, Edinburgh, King's College London, NUS, NTU, TU Delft, some of the best places in the world. Just a lot of Japanese schools are really good animation and design programs. Sorry. Satyansh, you will do MBA almost 7, 8 years from now. If you're looking at an MBA abroad, you will at least need 4 to 5 years of work experience. So too far. Can everybody please answer the questions in to everyone? It becomes very difficult for me to read out the questions otherwise, Nilesh. I completely understand that. That's the reason I've requested everybody to put across, and I'm answering as many questions as I can. Valerie, you can do any board, doesn't matter. You give me a state board student, doesn't matter. I can still get them to the UK. It's not difficult. So it's a big possibility. Of course, unless you're applying to a program like medicine where Cambridge and IB is preferred. Other than that, you're fine. No, can't no. No, won't be a recommendation. You can look at IE in Spain, the only college I can recommend to you. Tina, Naba is a great school. The problem is going to be Italians are not going to make it that comfortable for you. And UAL is a better school for fashion communication. Marangani, UAL are better schools. Nishan, neither. It doesn't matter. Your board hardly makes a difference unless you're looking at a specific program. Tina, fashion communication in Asia, you have LaSalle. India has some good programs as well. Australia has university. Fashion communication, no. Not Australia, New Zealand. See, also understand, no. Ask yourself which are the bigger brands that have come out of Australia, New Zealand of fashion. None. So why would you go there? Hmm. Divya, great prospect. Anthropology is an excellent domain, especially merging it with technology can have use possibilities. US is the best country for that, though, still. Satyansh, every country has a good business school. What do you want to do? Nidhi, depending on where they're going, if they're going to the US, TOEFL or IELTS, either works. Otherwise, I mean, I don't get the question actually. Surya, for product design, I can rather tell you universities. Look at University of Arts London. Look at Parsons in New York. Look at FIT. Look at LaSalle in Singapore for product design. Otherwise, you have IIT Bombay, one of the best programs in the world. Dhruv, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. My team has already put across the email ID. You can circle back and they'll be happy to connect and block a session if you want a session with me. Happy to help. Priyanka, where? Let's understand. Okay, first of all, when we ask a best university, tell me what do you want to do with computer science? What? Because for every career, university changes. UC Berkeley is best in the world for technology, research, algorithms. But if you want to build, Stanford is a better school, right? So it changes dramatically. Dubai for education is not on my list. Arnav, let's not go there. Alina, UK, best possible country to study linguistics. Suresh, Germany, Netherlands. Korea, of course. Thank you, Alina. Seoul National University is a fabulous program, especially for social sciences. Oxford is one of the best in the world for law, Kant. Shikha, India, Ireland, two of the top countries for agriculture sciences. Actually, US as well. No, no medicine in Georgia. Sorry, I wouldn't encourage that. Sure, Nilesh. You can please reach out to the team. Ritik, you can send the details again. Guys, I'm just trying to do my best to answer as many queries as possible. Neither because the education institutions in particular are not the best. IIT Abu Dhabi is just opened, so that's also not a flagship campus. Tell me the schools in Dubai, NYU and IIT. That's it. In Dubai, all these schools are satellite campuses. So in terms of priority, it's not on the list. Also, if you look at the Dubai employers, they are recruiting expats, people coming from other universities abroad. So that's why. I'm not saying it, data is. It's not on my list. Very preferred and personal choice. You don't have to listen to me, right? Vrinda, it's more about the university than for you. Srinivasa, do we have maths or not? Let's answer that first. Shikha, in India, sorry, what is the question? Moini, again, elaborate, please. What do you want to do with artificial intelligence? Because I have a degree available in US, UK, Singapore, Netherlands, Ireland, India, all the countries. Uh, Only country I'll recommend is US right now, then. No questions asked. A Carnegie Mellon, a UC Berkeley, a Stanford, MIT, best schools in the world. You have to go there. That's one place I can trust US to give returns. And they also are desperate to get talent. So UK focuses on academics 101%. So you have to focus on your grades, Rian. Arif, it has college for everything. From the abroad, sports quota is not a thing, it's an advantage. So I don't think you can get in unless you are really good representing the country or played at a very high level. That's the only way we can talk about it. I work with a lot of athletes, so I can tell you that. Again, medicine, what languages do you speak? If not, I can look at UK, Singapore, mention the list, Australia. Supriya, I don't know the career goals, can't answer the question. See, this question again, let's understand that it has to be very direct. What is the career goal? What is the plan? Only then I can recommend if that degree works. And I'm not spoken to you. So that question is very broad for me. And I will not give you advice which is not solicited. Danish, brilliant question. Berkeley College of Music in the US, possibly best in the world. Italy has a couple of schools, but language becomes a barrier. UK has Royal College of Art, Royal College of Music as well, Trinity. um, of New Zealand, Ireland for medicine as alternate. Australia has RMIT, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney as programs. NUS and NTU, Ashaz, I mentioned the names early. Only two schools, NUS and NTU. Great. This is wonderful. I'm very glad with the interaction. This is very, very insightful for me as well, the kind of questions. Mm-mm-mm. Indian students will aim at February intake actually, because you won't get your results till July, like early, late June. So that will be difficult. Nilesh, you can reach out. Happy to do that. I'm not, yeah, you can block a session and be happy to discuss again for you. Yeah, I'm trying to answer questions. So sorry. Not see MG. It also depends on which programs. You need to give me examples because I won't trust all of them, but some of them are really good, very well managed. Satyam, we will always need accountants and auditors, but even CA students need to learn technology and AI to make it better for you. If you can manage more clients with the help of AI and technology, of course, yes. But that job is secure. You need to just get advanced and upskill. See, let's also talk about the fact that you need to start learning AI and technology. All our students, I'm working with brilliant students around the country, and so are all of you. You are upgrading and upskilling and getting better with things. That's very, very crucial. You can't wait on, right? You need to work on things and get better at that. Correct. So you have to upskill regularly. You can't wait to go to university. Start learning now. Start doing courses now. Start doing certifications now. You have virtual simulators available. You have multiple internships available. So let's do that. No, but mother, why will they lose it? The year starts then, no? They can intern for 6 months. Why not? SP Gen, no. Tetter, question mark. Shulni, Melbourne, sure. Can consider. Kant, if you're looking at UK and you want to be barrister, that's why you said that, there won't be scholarships. Not really. Dr. Suchita, can you please block a session with the team? Happy to help. Shikha, why don't you go to the Mindler Career Library? There's an entire list of colleges for you. I'm so sorry I missed your question. Arif, excellent. UK will be one of the best countries for this. UCL rather, one of the best schools for this. Okay, great, wonderful. That's I hope this was helpful. I would request you to reach out to the team. Their email contacts available. My LinkedIn is available as well. Thank you so much. I hope this is supportive, and please start following the news regularly. Pay attention. That's going to be very, very interesting and helpful for you, right? Great. Nidhi, UK. Actually, can I name colleges for MIM, HEC Paris, INSEAD, LBS, LSE, ESSEC, EDHEC? That's it. My list is that tiny, like 7, 8 good schools, rather. Don't look at the country, look at these schools first. Yeah. But great. Thank you so much for your time. Really, I'm really glad you could join. Happy to host more. You can reach out to the team, let them know what you need help with. If you need one-on-one support, we are very happy to work end to end on applications as well. But thank you so much for joining in and really looking forward to further interactions and having you all here. Thank you so much, Ritik. Thank you for your help. Thank you, everyone. And if I'm not answering any questions, I'm so sorry. Because of time, you can reach out to us. We'll be very happy to address as many questions as possible. Drop us a mail, block a session, reach out. Thank you. And have a lovely evening.